indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
See, thank you. Well, I have one. Roll call.
Holt. Vicky.
Here.
Sarah.
Here.
Phillips. Hensley.
Here.
Bradford. Tatum.
Here.
Lemings.
Here.
Bass.
Here.
Next up is the agenda. I don't know of any changes. If y'all don't, do I hear a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Lemings and a second by Justice Nikki Brown to approve the agenda. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? You have emailed to you copies of the minutes of the last meeting. Do I hear a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
We have a motion by Hensley and a second by Lemings to approve the minutes. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Same with the treasurer's report. Do I hear a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve is written.
Second.
We have a motion by Justice Tatum and a second by Justice Nikki Brown to approve the treasurer's report. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Same with the appropriation analysis. Do I hear a motion to approve?
I make a motion.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Justice Bass, a second by Justice Tatum to approve the appropriation analysis. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. You've got your reports in front of you. Is there any questions from the court to any of the elected officials or department heads? Department head or elected officials, department heads, do you have anything to address the court? Donnie, did you?
I've come tonight just to maybe answer questions if you had any. I don't think you got my report, and we can get that to you from the hospital. We had a full meeting in May. Hospital's doing good. They're surviving the COVID and all that kind of stuff, and they're doing good. On our end, maintenance is okay. Everything is, in as good a shape as it can be, and so doing good there. We have $142,000 in our millage account. I know you're aware of that. We've had no expenditures. We are fixing to do some drainage work on the west end of the facility, the nursing home facility, just to take care of some water issues, and we'll do that pretty quick with y'all, with the county's help. We did have a meeting in May, and the topic of that meeting mainly was Conway Regional is purchasing the medical office building that's in front of the hospital. That building, they have a ground lease with the county on that building. And so they had sent us a letter asking us to answer some questions. There were some legal issues in it, which we took in consideration. But they decided to buy Burnt Ridge Enterprises LLC. By buying that corporation, they didn't need our consent to buy that. And that is legal to do that. So I don't know that they own the building yet, but if they don't, it's really close, and they're gonna purchase that building. And there will be some questions down the road that we'll have to deal with because of the lease. We are working with Ozark Health just to update their lease on the property, and that's basically all I had, unless you got questions.
Any questions? Thank you.
I got a question, Donnie.
Okay.
On the financial aspect, did you get the report on the financial state of the month?
That report's coming. We've asked for it, and the lease says we have to request that report. We've requested that report, and when we get it, we'll copy it to you guys.
Okay. What about the report on the, for this month, for the hospital, for Ozark Medical? Have you looked at that? You know
No,
what
I
I'm talking about? Okay. there was a deficit, quite a deficit, and I just wondered, you know, if you guys were aware and knew what was going on there, and if you could explain why we had that deficit for this month.
No.
No?
It's reporting a patient revenue of $2,121,000. Total operating expense, $2,680,000.
Right. When he was here, David Deaton addressed those, and apparently a lot of that comes back at the end of the year when Medicare, Medicaid payments are made.
Okay.
It's a different business with Medicaid, Medicare reimbursements, and, you know, that's always in the process, so, you know.
Well, when I just seen 500,000 deficit, 540,000 deficit for a
Right.
month, that kind of shocked me. I hadn't been paying attention to close the numbers, and
Right.
when I saw that, it was pretty
Yeah.
alarming, and so I just want to make sure
Yeah.
you guys, we had a handle on that, you know, I mean, we need our hospital here, but we can't,
We do.
county can't come up with that kind of money to cover when we come out at the end of the year, so,
Yeah, the hospital's in good shape.
okay.
And we'll get you a report as soon as we get it in our hands.
Good.
But they're doing okay.
Thank you, sir.
They're doing
Is there
okay.
any way you could put something to that amount, how much is coming in, so that we won't have questions like that? I had questions.
How much money is coming
Yeah,
in?
how much money will be coming
At the
in?
end of the year,
Yeah.
through Medicaid stuff.
Yeah,
We don't know. I mean, even through the Medicaid reimbursements, they don't know until they get the check. So,
thank you.
yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else? Okay. Takes us to new business. Our first ordinance is sponsored by Justice Lemings.
Be it enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Van Buren, the State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, in order to permit the county to contract beaver services with Tommy Davis to declare unusual circumstances due to the employment of a county employee who is the spouse of the owner employee of the said business and is declared an emergency. Whereas Leigh Davis, wife of Tommy Davis, has been hired by the Van Buren County Clerk's office, and whereas the county road department has contracted the services of Tommy Davis to trim the beavers population and for several years, and whereas the county has problems with beavers flooding and destroying roadways, which makes nuisance beavers reduction necessary. Now therefore, be it ordained by the Quorum Court of the County of Van Buren, Arkansas, that Section 1, Affirmation, it comes before the court and is affirmed that it is in the best interest of the county to conduct county business with Tommy Davis Trapping Service, in which the owner employee of the said business is a spouse of the county employee of Van Buren County, Leigh Davis. Section 2, legislative intent. Pursuant of Arkansas Code 14-14-1202, it is the intent of this court that the legal premises of the ordinance be constructed liberally and effective, smooth county operations. Section 3, emergency clause. It is imperative for the county operations to continue smooth, efficient, and effectively. Therefore, it is an ordinance being necessary for the protection and the preservation of public health and safety. An emergency is therefore declared to exist, and this ordinance shall be enforced and shall take effect upon its passage and publication. I move that we pass this as written.
Okay, I have a motion by Lemings and a second by Justice Tatum to adopt this ordinance. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Nikki,
Yes.
Sarah, Phillips, Hensley,
Yes.
Tatum,
Yes.
Lemings.
Yes.
Bass.
Yes.
2021-20. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Our next ordinance is sponsored by Justice Nikki Brown.
Being enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Van Buren, State of Arkansas, an appropriation ordinance to be entitled. An appropriation ordinance to amend the original appropriation ordinance number 2020-42, the annual operating budget for 2021, to increase the projected revenue and appropriate $13,952 into the library budget number 3008-600. Whereas the Van Buren County Library has received a grant from the State of Arkansas Library for $13,952 as part of the American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA, and whereas this money is to offset problems created by COVID and to help with social distancing, and whereas the funds will be received in 2 disbursements beginning in July 2021, and the second in August 2021. Now therefore it be ordained by the Quorum Court of Van Buren County, Arkansas, that $13,952 be appropriated into number 3008-600-3103 grants in ARPA. I make a motion we approve.
Second.
We have a motion to approve by Justice Nikki Brown, a second by Justice Hensley. Any discussion?
Is this one, payment of 13,000 and two payments of 13,000?
I don't know. You don't have?
Question?
Oh.
Hi. Do you have a question for me?
I do. Is this one payment of almost $14,000 or two payments of $14,000?
It's two payments. One will come in July and the other in August.
Is this coming out of county general?
No, sir. It's coming out of from the federal government through the Arkansas or the American Rescue Plan Act. It went to the Arkansas State Library, and then the Arkansas State Library is distributing it to all the smaller libraries in the state.
You just have to go through us for distribution. Right?
Yes, sir.
But it's two payments of almost $14,000.
No, sir. It's a total of almost 14,000.
Right,
For both payments.
For both
Yes.
So
payments.
7 and 6 or
Right,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the total, and it'll be in two payments.
Yes, sir.
Any other discussion? Roll call vote.
Nikki,
Yes.
Sarah,
Yes.
Hensley.
Yes.
Tatum,
Yes.
Lemings.
Yes.
Bass.
Yes.
2021-21.
Our next ordinance is sponsored by Justice Tatum.
Be it enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Van Buren, State of Arkansas, an appropriation ordinance to be entitled, appropriation ordinance to amend the original appropriation ordinance 2020-42, the annual operating budget for 2021, to increase the projected revenue and appropriate $1,000 into the Sheriff's Office budget 1,000-400. Whereas the Van Buren County Sheriff's Office has received a mini grant from the Blue and You Foundation of $1,000 as part of the Stop the Bleed program. And whereas this grant is for training of 12 deputies for critical role training as first care providers such as trauma, CPR, first aid AED, along with 12 first aid kits. And now, therefore, it be ordained by the Quorum Court, Van Buren County, Arkansas, that $1,000 be appropriated into 1,000-400-3103 grants for training and first aid kits to prepare them to life-saving care when needed. I'll make a motion to approve as written. Second.
We have a motion by Justice Tatum, a second by Justice Lemings to adopt this ordinance. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
I have a question.
Oh,
How many deputies are there total? I don't have that.
We should ask, counting the sheriff and our SROs, I think there's full-time, there's probably around 22, 25.
Okay. Do you know how you're gonna choose which ones?
I do not, that was, the people that attended the class is probably the ones that
Okay.
oversee those. But I can get back with you tomorrow if you'd like to.
That's fine. I just know that there's a couple of instructors in the county that teach this class.
Uh-huh.
Of course, I don't know that they would get the first aid kits, but I would think that all of the deputies should probably have that
Yes.
training. So,
And I want to say, well, I'll just get with you later, but I want to say that I think we ordered more. I think that we ended up getting enough for each deputy.
yeah.
I'm almost certain of that, but Investigator Mikey and Ms. Proud have worked on that.
Okay. Yeah.
But I can't get with you if you'd like me to.
That'd be great.
All right.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
any other discussion? Roll call vote.
Nikki,
Yes.
Sarah.
Yes.
Hensley.
Yes.
Tatum.
Yes.
Lemmings.
Yes.
Bass.
Yes.
2021-22.
Thank you. Next ordinance is sponsored by Justice Hensley.
Being enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Van Buren, State of Arkansas, an appropriation ordinance to be entitled, an appropriation ordinance to amend the original appropriation ordinance number 2020-42, the annual operating budget for 2021, to increase the projected revenue and appropriate $1,157.84 into the detention center number 1,418. Whereas the monies collected from inmates for hygiene products and deposited into the Van Buren County Sheriff Commissary account, and whereas as hygiene products were purchased out of the detention center budget. The funds will need to be reappropriated back into the detention center budget, and whereas the Van Buren County Treasurer received a check number 14815 from the commissary account on 6/06/09/2021 for $1,157.84 to reimburse the detention center. Now therefore it be ordained by the Quorum Court of Van Buren County, Arkansas, that $1,157.84 be reappropriated into the detention center budget number 1418-2009 inmate supplies. I move that we approve as written.
Second.
We have a motion by Justice Hensley, a second by Justice Tatum to adopt this ordinance. Any discussion? Call vote.
Nikki?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Hensley?
Yes.
Tatum?
Yes.
Lemings?
Yes.
Bass?
Yes.
2021-23.
And we only have two small transfers. Would someone care to read those for me? Sarah, would you care to read those?
So, a transfer from line item 1,110-3040 to 1,110-2001, which is ads and publication to general supplies in the amount of $750. And same fund, 1,110-3040 ads and publication to 1,100-3021 postage for the total of $20.90.
That's both within the economic development, moving it from one line item to another. Any discussion? And do I hear a motion to approve?
Make a motion.
Second.
We have a motion by Justice Nikki Brown, second by Hensley to approve this transfer. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
Second. Thank you.